for this week, pretty much I only start trading at like 7:45, 8 o'clock Pacific time. But this week has been different. We changed up the schedule, started trading market open again, and so it's been a while, but it's been an adjustment, right? Because you have to have, oh, not this again, not the sound again. Oh man. I would hope, can some people hear me? Seems like most people can't hear me. Okay. Hello, hello. Check, check. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Let's hope this doesn't keep happening like it was yesterday. I only got 2 responses. Can everybody else hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Some people are still not hearing me. This is fun. It's everything on my end is fine. I already checked my audio. And if some people can hear me, that means it's probably not on my end. I think it's still a Discord problem. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Checking again. Okay, if someone doesn't mind sending a message for the people that can't, asking them to restart their Discord or to exit out of the live and rejoin, or look up, my settings. Uh-oh. I am speaking though, Agape. Oh man, gotta love technological issues. Alright, let me just send. Okay, thanks guys. Okay, well, I hope most of you can hear me. Okay, I'm gonna restart one more time and see if this will work. Okay guys, I just reset my Discord. I hope you guys can hear me now. I just reset it. Okay, sweet. Alright, there we go. There we go. We're back on track. We are back on track. Cool. Okay, so I have my daily time frame pulled up on NQ over here on the right and ES over on the left. Okay, so we're going to look at NQ. And we're going to notice on a daily the same fair value gap we talked about yesterday. Alright, so we have this daily bullish fair value gap. That volume gap has completely been filled. As right here, you guys can see this is that volume gap. It's been completely filled now. Price traded down on Monday. We saw it come down basically to that 50% range, remember? And then we came up, and which is why I expected us to come back up. And price has been a little weird past few days, but there's still some decent setups yesterday in the market. Not too many crazy trades, but there was some short opportunities in the market. Today we are pumping like crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna go up to a 4-hour. I want to see what we have on a 4-hour time frame here. We've got some equal highs up here. So look at these relative to equal highs up here. Some target liquidity for us. Some buy side liquidity. We can see on the 4-hour this high, this high. So we've got liquidity here, and then obviously at all-time highs, we've got more liquidity up here. Okay, so 2 buy side liquidity targets external. Let's go down to a 1-hour. So look what happened here. So we had this 1-hour bearish fair value gap here, and look how it got closed above, but then turns into an inverse. I'm not going to leave this up, but look. Notice how we close above, trade back, close above, right? So this could be an inverse fair value gap now, right? Turning into a bullish fair value gap, trying to push us up to our buy side liquidity up at this level. Okay, so that's something important. If you want to chart that out, you could always use, if you don't like too many boxes on your screen, you could always just use the lines like this. All right, you could look at that 1-hour here, and then you could, type on here 1 hour, right, hourly IFG, IFVG. All right, like that. Put that on the right side. All right, so we have an hourly inverse fair value gap here. We had this order block right here on the 1-hour as well. If you're a supply and demand trader, this is a supply level as well. So this level, if we're going to need to see us break through, it looks like we're already trying to break through this level. But this is a key resistance area. So we got to make sure we push through this order block. And then from there, I expect us, if we can push through this order block, I expect us to push up to our buy side liquidity above. Okay, let's go down to a 30-minute. Let's see what we have on a 30-minute time frame. Okay, same kind of thing. We can see this bullish trend. We have our lowest low here, higher low, creating higher highs, right? So we're still trying to pump. We have order blocks. We have a few order blocks above that are could be strong resistance levels, but I still expect price to try to push through these. Let's go down to a 15, and now let's look for our London and Asia lows. Okay, so let's look for our Asia lows first, our Asia highs. So from 7 p.m. Eastern to midnight Eastern, right? So we're going to come over here, and we can see that 7 p.m. right here, and over here would be our London low. So our Asia low and London low are pretty much the same. Okay, so I'm going to mark out our London low here at 3:45 a.m. Okay, so we have our London low here. It's the same as our Asia low, just a little bit. Our Asia low is a little bit higher. Okay, so we have sell side liquidity down here at this London low. Let's look for our London high. Let me come up here, 5 a.m. So we formed our London high at 5 a.m. I'm going to get rid of this 1-hour line. So here's our London high. Alright, so ever since London low was formed, right, so we barely swept our Asia low. Okay, so our Asia low is over here. We barely swept it, just touched below, and then we've been pumping ever since, right? So we barely grabbed liquidity, and now we're coming up. Okay, now we've taken out London high, and we're trying to continue up, right? So this, as long as we keep this bullish structure, I'm assuming longs will continue, right? But we have to be aware, like I said, of that 1-hour resistance level above, remember we have this 1 hour order block, okay? 1 hour order block up here. I'm just going to chart this out here. I'm just going to put, this is A minus OB, right? So a bearish order block. Okay, so we have to be aware of this level. We have to see, is price going to try to close above, or are we going to respect this bearish order block, right? And that'll tell us a lot. If we respect this, we could see price start to come back down. If we close above this, we're going to see price continue to try to take out our buy side liquidity, right? So right now my target liquidity is going to be on the buy side. It's going to be these relatively equal highs. We also have, look at this 1 hour up here, 1 hour bearish fair value gap up above. Right, so hourly SIBI. Right, so when you see relatively equal highs right below a bearish fair value gap, you can expect that this is going to be a strong magnet right here, right? You can expect this level to be a very strong magnet to price, and you can expect price to come take out these highs and try to fill or at least touch into this hourly imbalance, okay? And then we have this order block up top as well. Yeah, we had a very strong rejection off that 1 hour. Exactly, that's a good point. Notice how price touched up into that 1 hour just barely, and then we had that big drop right on Monday, Sunday night to Monday, big drop, and then we came back up, almost touched up into it, big drop. All right, so now we generated liquidity, so I'm expecting us to try to pump up to these highs. Okay, go down to a 5 minute. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this daily. I don't like having too many, like, you know, big old rectangle blocks on my charts. So I'm going to get rid of the daily because I know where the daily's at. Alright, so I'm just going to start focusing on our lower time frame stuff. Okay, so we're about to open. Market open is in about 40 seconds. About 40 seconds, and we're still pumping. Okay, we are still pumping. Okay, if we look at some more internal liquidity levels, right, we'll notice right here some internal liquidity, and up here we notice more internal liquidity. Okay, so we have some levels. We have above the order block, so we have some internal liquidity levels to look out for. Okay, so let's see what price does at market open. We're about to open right now. Okay, and we will watch and see. All right, big drop. All right, we have this 1 minute fair value gap below. Okay, remember guys, I'm not going to take any trades at market open. I'm going to wait for price to start to choose a direction. I'm going to wait for price to slow down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to make sure everybody knows we are live for trading now. Alright guys, so far, let's look how that 30-minute closed. So our 30-minute closed above the order block, the 30-minute order block. Okay. Remember, we have these imbalances below. We have this imbalance below on the 30-minute. We have imbalance below on the 15-minute. So we can expect, even if price drops at this level, we could still expect price to go up. But remember, this is what we're looking out for, this 1 hour order block. And if price really keeps going down respecting this 1 hour, then we might see a drop in price. We might see price drop, right? Start coming down, down, down. But this is just market open. Market open, we see a lot of manipulation. A lot of manipulation in the market. Okay, so just because price drops at market open does not mean that price is going to drop for the entire day. Remember, like I said, price likes to target liquidity, internal liquidity at market open, and then reverse. So we just grab all this liquidity resting below here. So we grab some internal sell side. We're still dropping though. Pretty hard drop from this 1 hour, guys. Look at that drop from the 1 hour. So basically now that's consequent encroachment of that 1 hour order block. We got that equilibrium. We hit the equilibrium. Okay, so let's see if we keep dropping here. That's a pretty hard drop from that level. And now we got to figure out, okay, if price is going to keep dropping, then where are our sell side liquidity levels? Well, our sell side would be London low, right? We'd have London low. We'd have this low down here and some other lows here, 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 right? Our left side is ES. Left side is ES. So look how ES has this imbalance here. So let's see if we have that same, right? We have an hourly imbalance here on ES. We have that order block on ES. So strong bounce on both indices from that level. Strong drop. I want to check out what the VIX is doing here. VIX is pumping a little bit. Not too crazy. So now we got to look at, guys, just because we dropped at market open does not mean we're going to continue. Remember, we have levels below. So we just touched off VWAP. We have a hourly bullish order block right here. We have a bullish order block here. So we're kind of sandwiched in between a bearish and a bullish order block. Okay, but I do think that this bearish order block is a little bit stronger. It's a little bit stronger, but the one thing that I noticed is that we closed above our fair value gap here. So one thing to keep an eye out on, but we just continue to drop, guys. We continue to drop. Okay, so seeing what we do at VWAP is important. Bearish breaker, yeah, this bearish breaker. Let's see, did we on the 5 minute? Well, there's a few bearish breakers. So we have this one up here. Let's see, did we respect it? This 5 minute over here we closed above. This 5 minute bearish breaker over here we closed above. But guys, this is just a very aggressive drop. And I'm still going to keep waiting. I'm going to still wait for price to kind of calm down a little bit. Remember, I'm not in any rush to trade right now. We have all day ahead of us, right? We've got time. I'm not in any rush, and even if I wanted to trade right now, I'm not gonna chase price, right? I'm not gonna chase these shorts. Gotta wait for retracement. I mean, that is an aggressive drop. We haven't seen one bullish candle on our 1 minute time frame since market open. This is crazy. Like all that move last night was just setting people up for failure. All that move up was just setting people up for failure at market open. I hope some people, I know a lot of people were holding those longs overnight. Hopefully people sold some of their contracts. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to be up much anymore. Yep, that 1 hour, guys. Like I said, this is that order block, that supply level. Right, I don't trade supply and demand, but I trade order blocks, and it's the same concept. Right, we have a very strong. This is a very strong resistance level. And that's the level I pointed out. I said if we react off this, I think price could really start to come down. TP was 18,550. Putting all on red. Man, still haven't seen any bullish candles yet on this 1 minute time frame. On any time frame here. Let's see what we're looking like. 4 minute, 3 minute. So we got some imbalances above now. Got some imbalances above. See if we're forming anything here. Alright, if this on the if the 15 minute closes below, that would be a breaker. A bearish breaker. Alright, we had this high, low, higher, high, and if this candle closes below this low, that would be a 15-minute bearish breaker. Again, yeah, so now we wait. See if we get some retracement here. Okay, so remember what I do. Right, when we look at a low to high, so this swing high to swing low, if this ends up being our swing low, I want to see if price will come back up into the 1 hour or back up to a level over here to get good risk management to catch a good short, right? You could enter a short now, like off of this fair value gap here, right? If you wanted to enter into a short off this fair value gap, you could do that. Right? We have VWAP above this 1 minute, but for me personally, I like to wait for true retracement. But again, if you're more aggressive and you really expect price to continue to drop from here, which I still think price is going to drop, right? But for now, I'm going to wait for any setups. It's still only 639, but again, like I said, we had this 1 minute that we formed, retraced up into it, and now we're seeing that drop. All right, I'm not going to enter into this trade, but I know some people are more aggressive. So, you know, just letting you know that this could be a trade opportunity here. But just know I'm not in anything yet. I'm still not in any trades, guys. Okay, 5 minute now closed. Let's see if we just keep dropping or if we're actually going to get some retracement. So far, it does not look like we want to get any kind of retracement. I mean, even with these candles, we still haven't seen a green candle yet, guys. We still haven't seen an up-close candle. Everything has been bearish. Everything has closed red since market open. So 10 minutes of red candles, right? Pretty crazy. Just going to continue to be patient here. We just got some divergence between ES and NQ. We're seeing a lot of divergence between the two. ES has been moving kind of weird past few days. But look how NQ came down and swept that low we formed. ES did not come down and sweep that low. So we could see that retracement come into play now. We could start to see that retracement come into play, but again, we're so bearish. You know, I would expect us to continue to try to head down, but I mean, just like that. Let's see our 15 minute. This will be interesting to see on the 15 minute. You know, if we close below, It would still take another 15 minutes to form any kind of imbalance, or any fair value gap. But this 5 minute as well, we have a breaker on the 5 minute. Okay, it's not anything crazy. Yep, there's our first green candle, okay? So I think we can expect a little bit of retracement here. So this isn't like my favorite. This is kind of a weird bearish breaker, because this would be our breaker right here on the 5 minute. This right here, because we have this high, low, higher high, and then displacement of the low. So this would be our lowest down close candle. This would be our bearish breaker, but again, we have this huge imbalance up here on the 5 minute. So I could still expect price to come up higher. So you're coming back into that 1 minute imbalance. Coming back into that 1 minute. So if, like I said, if you're aggressive, you don't want to wait, you don't think retracement's coming in, right? You could get an entry off of this fair value gap. You could. You could even hold it above the breaker. You could hold your stop above the breaker at about 60 ticks. Okay, and you could get a, okay risk to reward. It wouldn't be great, but if you're trying to hold down to here, that's pretty good risk to reward. Okay, me personally, right now, I'm gonna keep, I want to keep waiting to see that retracement come in. But I mean, we're so bearish that we're not seeing any retracement. I mean, we saw 2 green candles here. But look at that drop after we touched into that fair value gap one more time. Yeah, that is very, very aggressive. Okay, here's something to note. There's just something to note right here. So if this 5 minute closes like this, we will now have we would have this fair value gap inside of the 5 minute breaker, right, which would be a unicorn setup here. This would be our unicorn fair value gap overlapping a bearish breaker here, right? So this, if this 5 minute closes with this imbalance, this could be a good level that I'd look to take short. And remember, I would start off my trading pretty light, because we do have a lot of possibility to continue to retrace, right? Because we formed such a big imbalance. So this could be a pretty solid entry though. All right, trying to catch down to the London lows. That's happened to me before, Thrax. You expect to be in a micro and you accidentally buy a mini. Man, it almost gives you a heart attack. Okay, there's that retracement. This is the 5 minute. I'm looking for this on this 5 minute, guys. This bearish breaker with the fair value gap. I want to see us retrace into it a little bit. I kind of want to see us touch up into that breaker. I want to get a good entry. But I might add just, what's going on here? So we still haven't touched up into it yet. If I get in a position, I'm going to start off light, like I said. Alright, I would get in light. Okay, so I just got an entry. I just got a light entry in the shorts. And I'm testing it out just because we hit this level, okay? Testing it out just because we hit this level. I'm going to keep a stop at like 55 ticks. So my entry is 0525. Oh, that filled way lower than I expected. So I'm just going to keep my stop at like 55 ticks above at like 18,519. Remember guys, this is just kind of testing it out, feeling the waters, seeing what's going on. Okay, like I said, we had this 5-minute breaker, 5-minute fair value gap, unicorn entry model. Right, so I'm just testing it out. Just testing it out, but we're you know, aggressive to the bullish side right now. And remember, the reason I'm going in with a lighter position is because we still have a lot of imbalances above that we could try to go fill. Okay, so this is more of trying to catch this move at the right time. Okay, and sometimes you have to do this at market open. You have to kind of test out the waters, you know, maybe just throw in a few contracts into a trade, just testing it out, seeing how we get a reaction. Okay, so we've now touched up into that. That's a good sign. We touched into that bearish breaker. We're now in that fair value gap. I want to see that reaction. Okay, I just added a little bit. Just added a little bit into my position. Just gotta be careful here, guys. If you guys don't like this, you know, we're still trying to push up right now, so you know, just be careful at this level. Just because we can still retrace. Okay, I would look to take first TP at the break of this low at 75 ticks. So I'd look to take first TP here and then hold down to London low. I like that reaction we're getting off that level so far though. I do like that reaction so far. Okay, so my first TP would be here. I'm going to set a limit order for half my position at that low. And my full TP would be down at London low. Okay, we're not seeing that follow through I want to see yet. Looks like price is still trying to push up a little bit. So, you know, it's alright. This 5-minute closes here in about 20 seconds. I want to see us stay, you know, below this level. Respect this 5-minute, this bearish fair value gap. Yeah, if you don't like it, you know, if you don't like it, this is the time for you to get out of the trade because we're you know, we're decently close to break even. Okay, so we still closed inside. Right, so I still like this setup, guys. I still like this setup. But you just have to be aware in trades like this that price could retrace up higher. And that's why I'm being very clear and open with you guys about that. I want you to know the risk. Okay, but I still like the setup or else I wouldn't have taken it. I wouldn't have taken this trade if I didn't like the setup, right? So I just want to see that reaction now off that 5-minute. Continue down. Alright, if you want to have a lower stop or a higher stop, you can. If you want to keep a stop above that breaker, you could. It would be more risk. If you want to keep a stop lower at 50 ticks, you know, just above VWAP, you could. I'm going to keep my stop where it is for now. So now I need to see a hard reaction off VWAP here. I need to see a hard reaction off VWAP. We just got more divergence. NQ just came up and swept these highs. ES did not sweep the highs. We're seeing a lot of long wicks. A lot of long wicks right now. Right? A lot of stalling at this level. But I like that reaction we just got off VWAP. I like that we came up and swept some liquidity up here, grabbed those highs. Now I just want to see that follow through. Look at that 5-minute. To me, the 5-minute looks good. The 5 minute looks good. This trade might take a little bit of time though. Remember, if you guys want to take a 1-to-1, you have a 55 tick stop. You could take profit at 55 ticks. If you could look for a 1-to-1. I want to see us push through this low, and I want to see us come for London low. There we go. There we go. See that drop. Let's see that follow through. Again, if you guys don't like holding to the break of a low, you can always get out. You can always take profit. So we've hit 44 ticks so far. Remember, if you have a 55 tick stop, you could take profit at 55. I'm holding my TP down to about 76 ticks. My first TP. Full TP is like 139 ticks. There we go. Let's see that drop. Keep going, keep going. I want to see it blow through our first TP here. Come on, come on, come on. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. If you guys want to take TP already, you can. There we go. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, don't mess with me like that. Don't mess with me like that. Don't do that to me. Don't play with me. It's playing with my emotions. There we go. First TP just got hit. Moving my stop to break even. Moving my stop to break even. That's what I'm talking about, guys. First TP just got smashed. Okay, full TP is now sitting at our London low at 18. I have my full TP at 18.68, 468 actually. 18.468, so it's like 149 ticks. But we want to see us close below here. Okay, I want to see us close below. I want to see us close below and displace these lows. Again, we formed another imbalance up here. We're continuing down. And if this could be a trade that if you want to keep holding, even if you don't want to take full TP down here, you could keep holding this trade. But I'm gonna get out of this trade at 149 ticks. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Come on, keep going. We're almost at full TP here. We're almost at full TP. Almost at full TP here. Boom. Boom. Full TP just got smashed. That's what I'm talking about. 150 ticks. 150 ticks to start the morning. Look at that, guys. Our entry was perfect. Our entry was perfect. Come on, guys. Who caught that? Who caught that? Let's go. Let's go. Look what we do when we're patient. Look what happens when we're patient and we wait for our trades to set up. Like, guys, we didn't chase price once. We waited for retracement. We waited for an entry model to show. And that's what happens, guys. That's what happens. That's what happens, man. Let's go. That was awesome. Like I said, guys, if you don't want to take full TP, you could keep holding this trade, and it has a lot of potential to keep dropping. There's still a lot of potential for this to keep dropping. Right, if you want to just keep holding, but I got out. I just wanted to secure my profit, and I'm chilling. Because we took out that London low. We could have retracement from that London low. But, I mean, wow. Yeah, let's go over this trade real quick. Actually, let me use my fib real quick to see if we have any other levels here. Alright, so first was here. Second, third standard deviation is down here near these lows, like right at these lows. So if you want to hold down to these lows, you could. If you're still holding this trade, you could still hold down to these lows. Today I traded I traded 2 minis today. 2 minis. Well, I was trading micros, but I traded 20 micros just because I like the setup so much. I was planning on only trading 10 micros, and I was like, you know what, this is a great setup. I'm going to take 20. Okay, so let's go over it real quick. So what did we have? Guys, we had this huge drop at market open, leaving a big gap here. But then we had this high. Look at that, guys. Like I said, if you're still holding, this is the next level down here. This would be another good TP level. If you're still holding this trade, this would be another good TP level down to here. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Okay, so we had right here, you know, it's kind of a weird breaker, but it was a high, a low, a higher high up here, and then once we displaced this low, and then we formed a fair value gap. This is a unicorn model. And guys, I literally just posted a video about this yesterday on my Instagram, on my social media. Literally just posted a video about this exact setup. It's probably my favorite entry model. Like I said, every single time I see this, if the other things are lining up, if my other confluences are lining up, I will take this trade. Okay, so we formed this fair value gap on the 5-minute. This was our breaker, the last down close, or the lowest down close candle on that first high to low. We came up, I got my first entry right when we touched up into the fair value gap. Okay, and then we came up, we touched off the breaker, and once we started to head back down, I added into full. And look at that drop. After we added into full, we came down and just destroyed our take profit levels. Okay, and like I was saying, I was being a little bit cautious to start, because we had up here this fair value gap that I still, you know, was being careful, because we could see price retrace up to this level still, right? Because we have this big fair value gap up here. But when I see this setup with the fair value gap overlapping a breaker, I'm going to take that almost 100% of the time. Okay, and now we have this 5-minute order block as well as the unicorn, like right overlapping the unicorn. So this is going to be a strong level of resistance for the rest of the day, right? If price comes back up into this level, I would probably look to short it again, depending on what we do down here. I posted the video on my Instagram and on my TikTok, and I was talking about this exact entry model, this exact setup, because we had one yesterday. I just wasn't trading during that time, but I came back from what I was doing, and I sat down to look at the charts, and I noticed the same exact entry model. And so I made a video about it just so people can, you know, start to see what it looks like. I've made a few videos about this exact model because it's my go-to, it's my favorite. Yes, I posted it on Instagram already. Let me send my Instagram. I'll send that video to the thing right now, actually. Let me send it to you guys real quick. One sec. I'm gonna send you guys. Okay, there's the post. So that's my Instagram, and there's that video I was telling you about. Oops. Okay, so there's that. I just sent you guys my Instagram. There's that post I was talking to you about. It's just quick. I also made a YouTube video, and I'll share that with you too. I actually made a YouTube video as well explaining this exact entry model. And let me send that to you real quick. Okay, so there's a few. So there's my Instagram up there for you, and then there's that entry model there. Okay guys, so like I said, I was expecting, now I would expect price to come down and sweep this low here, all the way down here from yesterday afternoon. Looks like we're doing that. So if you're still holding, look at that, it just got taken out. You know, if you're still holding this trade, you're up like 316 ticks at this point. We got what, 149. So yeah, I mean, I would keep holding the shorts for now, but after you take out key liquidity levels, that's when you start to scale out of your position or take full TP, right? That's why I took full TP at London low. Just wanted to, secure my win, get out and profit. And that's something I've been focusing a little more on lately is just securing profit and not holding for too long and getting stopped at a break even, right? But when we hit those levels, just taking my profit and running, right? My limit orders actually on Tradovate were being a little weird on that too. They were being a little weird on that. I don't think I got filled at the right spot. Okay, so we continue down. All right, we have this low now here that we just took out. Remember, look at these standard deviations, guys. They're right along these lows. The standard deviations are pretty accurate with where our lows are at. Wow, we continue to drop. Hey, who told me to sell? Who told me to sell my position? That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, we're trying to come down and fill this entire 4-hour and daily bullish for value gap. We might just continue to head down, guys. We might continue to just head down. So remember, you're just looking at our liquidity levels, you're looking at our imbalances. Alright, so we have this, we swept liquidity here. We have our imbalances here. We have more liquidity down here, down here. Like, this is what I'm talking about. No, I've never kept stats on like my win rate with this model. I should though. That's kind of I probably should. I'm gonna start doing that actually. I'm gonna start keeping track of that because it's a pretty nice entry model, guys. It's a pretty nice entry model. Danny caught that on YouTube. Is he live on YouTube right now? Interesting. Well, I mean, either way, guys, even if you're watching Danny or if you're watching me, we both caught that drop, so we're good. We're good. Yeah, guys. I mean, I am probably gonna not take any more trades. I mean, I made about $1,000 on that just from one trade. So from 20 micros, $1,000 or $950, right? So I'm pretty chilling for now. I don't need to be making thousands and thousands of dollars a day, right? Because to me, $1,000 is pretty solid, guys. I mean, if you start to break it down, let's say you win 4 out of 5 days of the week. Let's say you make $1,000 in 4 days, and say you lost like 500 on that one day. Okay, so you're still up 3,500 in 1 week. What, that puts you up over 10 grand in a month, guys. That puts you up over 10 grand in a month. You're then averaging over 120 grand on a year, right? So you got to stop thinking about it as I need to make $5,000 every single trade or every single day. No, like that's not what it's about. To me, like if you can make a solid even $200, even $500, if you're continuously or consistently making that money, like guys, if you have a job and you're making this money on the side, think about that as it's like a side hustle. Think of that as your supplemental income. That's insane. That's pretty insane. Like I don't know about you guys, but I don't need to be making $5,000 to $10,000 a day. But like that's nice and it's good. But people are too caught up, I think, in making that much money that they lose sight of what's important and making consistent, solid trades and keeping their risk management right. And people will scale up and blow account after account because they're trying to just hit thousands and thousands every day when they don't have that leverage, right? If you have the leverage, that's fine. If you have the capital to do that, that's one thing. But if you don't have the capital, you don't have the leverage, it's going to be real tough, guys. I don't offer one-on-ones yet. I'm thinking about it. If you know, want to do a one-on-one kind of thing, we could talk about that. If you want to send me a DM privately, we could always talk about that. Yeah, full-time trader. All right, guys, so we're starting to see a little reversal here. Not a reversal, but retracement. Okay, so we hit, look how we hit our 5th standard deviation and then started to pump. Guys, so these standard deviations aren't what I exactly, like I don't use these as 100% confirmation, but I use them as confluence to my take profit levels, and they're pretty accurate. Look how the first standard deviation is right at this low, right at our first TP. Second standard deviation, right at this low, right at London low. Third standard deviation, right at this low, right? Fourth standard deviation, and so on. And then we see us take out 5th and then bounce. So these levels can be pretty accurate. They can be pretty accurate. Yeah, I mean, I personally would not long this market. I would not long this market whatsoever. That's me personally. I know some people would. But I wouldn't. I would wait for retracement, you know, and then I would, you know, look for shorts again. What percentage do you use on the fibs? Let me show you my fib. Sounds kind of weird. Let me show you my fib. This is what I use on the Fibonacci. It's the same that ICT uses. If you want to like take a screenshot or take a picture of this, go ahead. Okay, so Asia session, the kill zone is from 7 p.m. Eastern to midnight Eastern, so that's Asia session. And then London session is going to be from 2 a.m. Eastern to 5 a.m. Eastern. I also made a video about that on my Instagram too, so if you want to check that out. Sweet. Alright guys, well honestly I think I'm going to be done. I'm not going to try to overtrade or anything, right? I'm going to take my profits, I'm going to be happy. You know, it doesn't mean I won't take any more trades. I might still look for other trades, but I'll probably go in pretty light positions for the rest of the day if I do take trades. Pretty solid day. I mean, 150 ticks, 149 ticks, I'll take that. I'll take that any day. Instagram, I just sent my Instagram up top in the messages. Let me see, what is my Instagram? It's trader_Joe__. Trader Joe is already taken. It's almost like there's a company named that or something. For another short, so something you can do for another short, it's like you could pull up the 15 or the 5 minute. You could use your Fibonacci from the high to the low. So like let's say we do that. Let's say we use the Fibonacci from this high to the low. You could then look for price to try to retrace up, you know, to above 50% to a premium, back up to our bearish breaker, right? Or if you're more, you know, if you really think price is going to drop, you could look at our fair value gaps, right? At a 5 minute, maybe price retraces into this fair value gap and then drops. Maybe we come up into this fair value gap and then drop, right? So those are certain levels you could look for shorts. You could look for this order block. Like I said, this level up here is going to be our strongest level of resistance right now. We have this, right, that bearish breaker unicorn. We have this order block. So this is going to be our strongest level of resistance. So if we come back up to this level, we could definitely see price drop again. But we could also see price drop from any of these fair value gaps. Sweet guys. Well, good day. Don't go losing your profits, all right? If you're going to keep trading, just scale down a little bit. Protect those profits. Okay, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do the same thing, right? We'll look for a solid trade, we'll be patient, and we'll kill it again tomorrow, all right? I appreciate you guys for joining up. Great session today. Hope you guys learned something, got some value. Hope you made some money. All right. Above all, God bless everybody. Stay safe today. Go enjoy yourself. Okay, you just made some money. Don't ruin a good day. Don't ruin a good thing, all right? Go enjoy yourself. And I will catch you all tomorrow morning. All right, guys, happy Wednesday. Peace.